Salute. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Peace and power to the people that struggle. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack the vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power. Peace and power. What up, what up, what up? Salute, brother. Salute, salute, salute. How my people doing? How my people doing? What? Y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me? I'm no Cyrus of this shit. Y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me? Bushwick, Julia. Hey, Julia. How you doing? Bushwick in the house. Tyree, salute, salute. Brown girl. Dewan. Oh, Kenny Mac. What up? What up? What up? What up, Kenny Mac? What up? Memphis. Hey, Jay. What's good? Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power to the people that struggle. How y'all doing? Peace and power perspective. What's good? Junebug. Come on, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on now. Where y'all coming in from? State your claim. Rizzo, what up? What up? What's going on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, nah, y'all thought y'all wasn't going to see me tonight. Come on. I told you I'm back in the town now. I'm liable to come on at any time. Richards, what up? Rogers, what up? Newburgh, what up? Grave Digger Bob, what up? New Orleans in the building. Uh-oh. What up in Noya? What's going on out there? Toledo, what up? Oklahoma City, OKC. What's good? What's good? Come on, man. Listen. Listen. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on as always. You know? But we have to. Hold on. Wait a minute. I know I didn't see that. Australia? You in the house? Dakota, what time is it out there? Australia's in the building? What time is it out there? And let me know. And if it's early, man, tell everybody to come on inside Australia. We're going to get this thing right. What time is it out there? Let me know. Farmer, salute, what up? Gary, what up? Gary, you been missing in action. Come on now. What up, Rich? What's good? What's good? As you know, it's a lot going on. Oh, London, yeah, because look, yeah, it's about time for you to get ready to go to work. Yeah, don't get fired over here, man, messing with me. I can't help you, man. You get you the pink slip, so get on up, brother face, do what you got to do. Salute, you catch it on the playback. Come on now. Young, what up? Uh-oh, Bynum. Look at, 12:19 p.m. in Australia. That's midday, right? Yeah, so you should be having a nice little cup of tea or something, man. Right about now. You on your lunch break checking me out? What's up? Pierre, it's tomorrow. Damn. Love over money. What up? What up? Yeah, East New York, turn up. No, East New York, turn down. There's been a lot going on in pink houses, man. Y'all got to, come on, turn it down. Please. Please. Stall each other out in pink houses, man. since I've been out of town and came back, it's been a lot going on in the pink houses, man. Please turn it down. Excuse me. About the DoorDash. Be safe out there, fool. Alright? Yeah, please turn it down, man. We had a lot of shootings in pink houses, man. A lot of people done lost their life over the past 3 weeks. Come on now. Brown girl, what up? You know? Rich rafflers. I hope you ain't raffling off no scams, man. You want a shout out and all that. What you doing? You from Harlem? NYC, rich rafflers, you from Harlem? Don't be out there scamming and all that. No, Uncle Murder's Cypress, not Pinks. Well, both. You know, both. Oh, you BK. Okay, Rich. So that's just your name. All right. No doubt. Well, salute. Shout out to you, King. What up? Come on. You dig? And we had a bad shooting in Brownsville yesterday, too. Well, tonight, since I haven't been on for Dolo in a minute since book club, right? It's we gonna get into a little bit of everything tonight. So as y'all throwing the shares up and the likes, y'all also come through with a Q&A. Moderators, make sure the Cash App is popping, please. Also, be laser sharp on any trolls that come through. Get them up out of here. We ain't playing. We have no disrespect, zero tolerance for it. All right. Also, you see this T-shirt, all passions, all people, all places. This is an organization out in London. All right, and they do a lot for the homeless, for the youth and all that, consistently giving back. All right. That's my queen comrade Simone out there doing what she do. So look for these shirts and apparel out there in London and be part of the give back. And I heard London's heat wave is busting ass right now. We getting it tomorrow, but I heard it's been unbearable out there. So make sure y'all stay hydrated out there in the UK. You dig? Water, Gatorade, all that. All right? Portland, Jamaica. What up to the yard? Much respect. Much respect to the yard. All right? Definitely. Much respect to the yard. You dig? But yeah, of course East New York is on fire and acting up. You know how our people get in the face of adversity and stress. There's been these packets going out to NYCHA residents, to people that's still in the projects, where they're taking people Section 8. You dig what I'm saying? And telling them that they're responsible to reapply by the end of the month. So it got a lot of people frenzied. It's just real crazy right now when you threaten people with homelessness, and they're already stressed and unemployed and trying to make sure that, you know, they have some type of income. You dig? Shalom. It gets a bit testy, and then once you put narcotics and alcohol and everything else into the mix, man, it gets very, very, very dangerous. It's not a good space to be in, you know. But our people have to begin to start living in a manner in which those things, you know, don't have us at each other's throats. No, Star City's Star City's never been NYCHA. That's Mitchell-Lama and different other programs in Star City. So no, that's always been federal based funding, so they operate a little differently out there. You know? Oh yes, Julia's ethnic cleansing. But we're gonna go even deeper, because the ethnic cleansing Um, it doesn't discriminate. So we have Euros involved in that too. But this is all a part of depopulizing, you know, the globe, right? So everything is an attack, which is why I say you have to. It is an absolute must that you move with a military mind state. And I say purposeful living, right? As a comrade spoke earlier today, and we'll get into the comrades build as well that he had with Stack Stone earlier today, and some of the negative comments that have been left behind when it comes to, you know, bloods and banging and gang life, right? We'll get into that, you know, because I'm sure a lot of people still have questions on that. But people don't have a purpose. And when you don't have a purpose, it's hard to connect or even watch for, you know, stumbling blocks that almost are always fatal. And it's been stepped up. So when we are disconnected from each other and we're not understanding how all of us, right, are being affected directly from policies and institutions that have been operating for several years now, it's messy. DJ Nick, TV, what up, what up? All right, so now we're going to, you know, if you deal with the economics, right, especially when you're living in these capitalist ran governments, if we want to call it that, or society, you see that that's the first weapon. They weaponize economics, weaponize the dollar, right? As we always say, labor, right? So your labor is used as a weapon against you. How? Shit like 60, 70 hour work weeks, minimal pay, and in those work weeks, specific points at which they aggravate you, stress you, keep you off balance. That's done purposely. They do that purposely. Felita, salute for the Cash App. They do that purposely to attack your physical. When your physical is attacked and you are tired, you're worn down, you start to lose it mentally. And sometimes the other way around. If you're in a place of employment that is laid back or not as stressful or taxing on your body, your mental, right? And sometimes they capture your mental, you know, it's even faster when it comes to how your body operates, right? As you see, some of the most stressful occupations have to deal with you using your mind, right? You ever see how these presidents come into office and how they leave out all this is white, gray, all right? Because it's stressful dealing with not only your initial problems, but the problems of your country and essentially the problems of the globe, especially when you are put in position to steal and deceive and undermine humanity. Shit, all that this should be white. Messing with them. You dig what I'm saying? So, economics It's used as a weapon, whether they keep you away from leveling up or they expedite somebody and push them to the greatest amounts of wealth without balance. Salute, D-Man. Thank you for the super chat. All right? Now, if you are constantly in a state of poverty and are not aware of certain tools that can fast track you to change your living conditions, or you are not given the resources don't pour in to where you may be residing in, right? Like zip codes. There's specific zip codes that they keep impoverished. Keep impoverished. Thank you, friend of a pen. Right? They keep you impoverished based on zip codes. And if you question that, just look it up. Just look at the most impoverished areas within the states. And year after year, decade after decade, maybe a century, they will consistently have the worst when it comes to resources, economic development, and any tools of acquired wealth. Listen, I'm 53. Been in East New York all my life. East New York has consistently been an area that is way below the poverty line, even though the majority of the people who reside in there have good sources of income. A lot of city workers, from police to corrections to federal workers to postal employees, you understand? Consistent, but the other institutions that can consistently build individuals, right, who are able to bypass poverty is not there, right? It doesn't filter out. You have to be a special breed. So economics is a heavy tool that's used to keep specific areas right where they need them, consistently keep them, right, part of the labor class, right? And it's funny because I spoke about this yesterday with the rapper AZ. We had a meeting yesterday. First time I've seen him in quite some time, so it was definitely good, you know, to see my comrade, especially why we came together, because there's a school programming and sort of a path to, you know, get not only certain people, right, but all our people in a better position in East New York. So we're working on some things that's going to definitely be very impactful. But when we were, you know, speaking, we were speaking about how, you know, people who were in a position to do a lot didn't. And the numbers of people who skipped the hazards of coming from poverty and really acquired some wealth and knowledge and never brought it back to East New York. So, you know, he definitely doesn't want to be one of those individuals. But, you know, we kind of unique in the sense that we had, you know, public schools, public educators in those schools who were really committed to, you know, building the people that were in the community. I can say for absolute fact, I didn't have a black teacher until high school, and was always in the first smartest. You know, like I said, I skipped a grade in middle school, so you know, I had educators. Peace, Allah. I had educators who, you know, pushed for us, you know, to be better, to want better, to view ourselves differently. So, regardless of the poverty that was in and around us, and it wasn't poverty because there weren't corporations, all right, there, right? Because when you go through East New York, you see all the factories. It's always been that. These always been corporations, but they bleed and take from the community. Like if you know 4C breadcrumbs, we got that. That's right there in East New York, right? All type of shit. Ketchum Labs and everything, right? But it rarely hired people from the community. If it did, they were low wage paying positions. So it's very funny how the machine works. So you have the poverty, you have education, and when it comes to education, like I said, I was in elementary school when I read Animal Farm, 1984. You know, Catching the Rye, all that shit. That was in fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, right? So these are the institutions that are usually there and are very separatist, usually very racist. Like when you go out of town in certain spots and you see our people, I mean, they have, even to this day, no resource coming in. It's always different in NYC. And it's said because of how it was stolen and built and all of the different people. You know, like I said, this is the melting pot right here. So you have a lot of progressives, you have a lot of intellectuals, you have a lot of radicals, you have heavy crime, you're going to have everything there. But it's how you perceive who you are, who they are, and how you're able to take information and utilize it. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you really, really view not only yourself, but the world globally. Mike Hughes, salute, salute. Which is hard to do. Very difficult to do when you're dealing with the symptoms of oppression, with the symptoms that come from capitalism and how it moves. So you hard to look at yourself clearly when your belly hurting, when you have parents or teachers and officers of the law who are drug addicted and non-nurturing. You understand there's a lot of symptoms of what we dealing with when we talk about that overt oppression from capitalism. It's a lot with that. It's a lot. It's heavy. It's heavy. So when, you know, we are looking at ourselves right? And I'm talking about most of my tribe when we're looking at ourselves, and then we're looking at the world and looking at the people on our block, in our communities, in surrounding communities. April Brown, I see you, salute, right? And we're trying to figure out what's going on. My tribe has to know that we are woke, we are conscious, we are awake, right? So we have to not be judgmental. Thank you, Mary Jane. I love you. Thank you for that. Right? We have to not be judgmental. Because again, it takes a different spark for each of us. For each of us before we are waking. Black Leaf, salute, salute. So we don't know. Right? We can go through the same thing, the same event, and view it differently. Right? Me getting beat up by the police and you standing right there next to me getting beat up by the police are going to have a different view based on our past traumas, right? Or whether or not that's the initial trauma. We're going to have different views of it. And the outcome from that view, from that perception, is how we're going to proceed. So when I sit here and I tell you, shit, I've been spit on by police. I've been hit with walkie-talkies to the groin. I've been kicked, stomped, beat with gun butts and all that. And I say, it shrugged my shoulders to come with territory. Others may view them like, nah, you was brutalized. You didn't sue. You didn't, especially if they're from this generation and not my era. You see, so there's a different way we have to come together when we speaking, right? And a piece that comes through comprehension and patience. There's a whole different perspective of it. That's the growth. That's the true revolutionary process. The scientific piece that comes with liberation, with the liberation of self and assisting others, is on communication. Having the patience to learn while you're teaching. Right? The process of educating while you're being educated. So when we're looking at the poverty, when we're looking at the miseducation, when we're looking at spiritual neglect, all that comes into play. All that comes up into play. Because again, like I said, there was a shooting in Brownsville last night. As soon as I got back from Manhattan, right? 4 people were shot, and a 16-year-old was within that 4. But on that same stretch of avenue, right? You'll see Europeans walking through. People don't even know they there with their skateboard. You dig? Out and about. Jules, I know you're not big on capitalism, but did you see the Dove and Care Black Father commercial on YouTube? If you did, what's your opinion? I see all those commercials. I see some weird commercials too. And we'll do that in a different bill. But there's a lot of black fathers who are doing their thing. A lot. A lot. You dig? A lot. Those commercials are weird too. A lot of them people you trying to figure out, like, y'all trying to pass these off as your children, right? These made up couples and stuff like that. I didn't get into Kodak yet, NFL, right? So when we are trying to make sense of what goes on in our communities, I'm telling you right now that it is perception. It is how you view the world. It's how others view the world in the space that they're in. Because we have people that are living in those spaces who never get in harm's way or never, not even have the slightest misfortune of these things happening to them. And that bugs me out that we have to be so on point in our communities, looking around, searching. Oh my goodness, yo, them dudes on the corner over there. Now you gotta tell your kids and give them specific instructions, but you see others in your community without a care in the world. That has to be a discussion. Not with them. They're not in the wrong for us when we talk about, is that permitted? How is that even a phenomenon that our women and children are living in terror, consistently becoming victims of gun violence, victims of narcotic sales, victims of rape, victims of vehicle homicides and carjackings and things like that. And others can grow and prosper in the same areas. That is what we have to work on and pump. And us, we have to do that. That's what we have to do. You dig? So that's why I ask pink houses, browns will stall each other out. Stall each other out. Now we talk about Kodak, right? Because a lot of people gave us flack. Every time we do a video on Kodak, somebody got something negative to say and call us haters. Right? I'm trying to figure out if this dude has proven himself to be a custody to y'all. What more proof do you need? This dude is a custody. Mind-boggling right now to me that even still has an audience. This shit is just crazy. Your man can't stay off the pills. It's custody. He's an addict. And again, I'm not trying to hear that shit about he don't listen to nobody. That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. That man is a custody, and for me, nobody, anybody else, but for me, the demise is something that doesn't have to happen. It just doesn't. None of us have to meet our demise like that. And it's getting ready to be, for me, it looked like it's going to be a terrible, horrific tragic ending. Never mind all that, people trying to disrespect him, call him Flavor Flav and all that shit, When people do that, to me, that's subliminal. That's some racist shit that you throwing out there because of how Flavor was presented, not to us, but to the others who were not of hip-hop, but watching hip-hop. And anytime you have a dark-skinned individual, there's a perception of ugliness with it, right? So you throw Flav out there, and he's energetic and acting in a way that they're not used to, or they, can't define. They call it, ugly and this and that. And then because of his struggles, that becomes a pseudo diss to call somebody Flav. Right? So that's some bullshit when they do that, And then when you have Kodak, all right, dark skin, again, misunderstood by outsiders who trying to figure this shit out. That's what, that's what they do. So I'm not, jacking that. You dig? Not at all. That's a sub that they throw at him. My thing is, he's a custody, and at this point, it's just not cool. It's not cool. So y'all, somebody need to help him. Don't, call me a hater. Y'all need to tell him y'all hate what he's doing to himself. And can y'all hear me? Because I believe Doggy Comrade tried to call, so I haven't seen anything since then. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, man. Give me some blue hearts. I haven't seen a comment in about 3 minutes. So somebody give me a blue heart or two, so I know y'all still here. Because I know how YouTube like to play games. Moderators. Where y'all at? Brown girl, where y'all at? The last comment was 10:46. Let me know if y'all hear me. Come on, y'all, because I don't want to be sitting here, pulling a Charleston White. Shit, he walk away from, that's some other dudes. They could walk away from the camera and people still watching and, and super chatting and all that. Or text me, T. Hit me on the text. No, V, one of y'all text me. Let me know y'all can still hear me. Send me a DM. Where y'all at? Okay, good. All right, so what was good? I don't see nothing. Oh, it's jumpy. I know something's going on with my Wi-Fi. I hear them out there. Got you. Got you. Got you. Everybody, y'all hit me. I see it, but nah, the chat is not moving at all. So it's a little funny business going on. Oh, it's jumping. Yeah, I figured that. Oh, somebody look at Debbie looking at me. But Debbie, you're not coming up in the chat. So I don't even see you in the chat. You know what? But Dory hit me, so I'm going to see if he wants to come on. I might go on. We might get it outspoken. Let me hit y'all right back. All right?